All right, you got several Democratic hopefuls pushing to impeach Justice Kavanaugh. You know that. But House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler made it clear he's focusing on somebody else.
Frankly, we are concentrating our resources on determining whether to impeach the president. Personally, I think the president ought to be impeached.
Well, that's great. Here to react, House Minority Leader, Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, so it's big of Nadler not to give up on Kavanaugh to focus on the president.
Well, it's an imaginary impeachment. Nobody in America wants this. There are no facts for it. And here's Nadler, who campaigned to become chairman on the whole basis that he'd be best for impeachment the day after the election. This is something he wants to do regardless of the fact, but it's imaginary. He's not doing anything for it. But what should this committee be doing? The crisis at our border, immigration, the review of all these tech companies. This is the committee that has jurisdiction over it. He's doing nothing. Or what about bringing in Inspector General Horowitz, who just had this whole report on the Department of Justice? That's what normal Congresses do in the committee. They bring in any Inspector General that investigated. Think about all the stuff that he found about Comey and everything else. Shouldn't you at least have a hearing on that? But he's too busy in some imaginary thing.
But here's the thing, Leader McCarthy, is that he actually could do that because Comey was just as hard on Hillary Clinton, you could argue, as he was on President Trump. And there's plenty of controversy there to hone in on and maybe talk about reforming the FBI and stop the political process. So you look at the Democratic Party and say, why are they focusing on impeachment? They did a poll. Only 10% of Democrats believe the president they should go forward with impeachment hearings.
It's not just the poll. If you go out on the presidential campaign with Democrats, nobody asked about it. They just had a full debate. Not one question about impeachment, but the other sad news is there wasn't one question about the economy because the Democrats had nothing to do with making this strong economy. The strongest one we've had in the last 50 years, they don't want to talk about it because that's the reason why President Trump is going to get reelected.
So you have more retirements on the right in a quest to get the House back, which I know is your goal and make you speaker more than likely. You had about 15 retirements already, some of them in key districts in Texas. How do you explain that?
You know what? 2 years ago, we had a key retirement, too. Ted Poe, loved the man, amazing man. But I never knew of this man named Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw has now come in. He's doing a tremendous job, former Navy SEAL. This is healthy. And all the retirements except one on this cycle is in a safe seat, is in a safe Republican seat. I think it's healthy. I had one member come to me who's been on the ballot since 1988, and he says, I can't give you 100% to go win the majority. So let's bring some new people in at the same time. This is about a revolution, not a retirement.
Right. A couple of things.
Let's remember what just happened in North Carolina.
Right.
We just won 2 seats. In 2018, we had only won that seat by 900 votes. Dan Bishop just won it by more than 4,000. That simple increase would automatically increase 13 more seats in Congress, and we only need 19 for the majority.
And Congressman, a couple other things. This week, the president says the word is he's going to come out with some type of gun reform. What are your hopes in it, if anything?
Well, we've had a lot of good discussions about this, and this is the difference with Democrats. Look how they don't believe in the rule of law. They don't believe in getting the facts. They just want to lash out. Here's a president who's sitting down with law enforcement, with both sides of the aisle. Give me all the information, and let's find some solution to the problem.
Politically, is it smart for a Republican president to do something on guns when it has a lot to do with his base?
It's smart for any president to solve a problem to make sure this doesn't happen again. Just as the president took away the bump stock that the Obama administration put in after Las Vegas, just as he did something with the National Instant Criminal Background Check when he saw what happened in Texas.
So you think something's going to happen this week?
I know this president, he tries to find solutions, and I'm not for sure if it's this week, but I know he's gathering the information because nobody wants this to carry on and continue.
And lastly, 10 seconds, USMCA, is it going to get a vote?
There's one person who decides that, but let me tell you this. In the last month, Mexico became our #1 trader. Canada became #2. We're negotiating with China to make the next century ours. America would be stronger if we have USMCA passed before the president sits down with Xi Jinping in November.
And we'll see what Nancy Pelosi says. She has not told you what she's going to do?
She has not told me.
But if you put it for a vote, you think it'll pass?
I know it will pass.
All right. Leader McCarthy, great to see you.
Thank you.
Very busy guy.